hold on to your skull cups, because we're diving into the wild world of the Mongol horde, the deadliest, most pants-loving, eco-friendly war machine in history. These guys didn't just conquer continents, they redefined what it meant to be weird, deadly, and, let's be honest, kinda ahead of their time. Number 1. Did you know that Genghis Khan, the man who killed 40 million people, was basically the world's deadliest environmentalist? Yeah, because of all the death and destruction, entire forests grew back across Asia and Europe, pulling carbon out of the air. So, in a weird, twisted way, the guy who decimated entire populations also helped cool the planet. Number 2. Speaking of innovation, the Mongols had a postal system called the Yam, but it was way cooler than just delivering letters. Riders would switch horses at these roadside stations, and sometimes they'd even grab fresh food to deliver to a warlord. That's right, Genghis Khan basically had Uber Eats centuries before we did. Number 3. Now get ready for this bombshell. Genghis Khan fathered so many kids that 1 in 200 men alive today are his descendants. That's about 16 million people who can trace their lineage back to the same guy. So yeah, if you feel like you haven't accomplished much today, just remember, he's literally humanity's grandpa. Number 4. You ever wonder why the Mongols were so lightning fast on horseback? It wasn't magic, it was pants. Yep, while everyone else was fighting in robes or skirts, the Mongols opted for comfy trousers, making them more agile. Basically, they pantsed their enemies both figuratively and literally. Number 5. And get this, Mongol warriors wore silk shirts under their armor. Not for fashion, okay? Maybe a little for fashion, but because silk helped stop arrows. The arrow would pierce the silk and get stuck, making it easier to pull out. Who knew that silk could be bulletproof? Number 6. But don't let that softness fool you. After sacking the city of Nishapur, the Mongols celebrated by making drinking cups out of skulls. Move over red solo cups, Mongol skull chalices were all the rage back in the 13th century. Number 7. And if that's not weird enough, they had a special siege tactic. When a city refused to surrender, they'd catapult severed heads over the walls to really drive the point home. You know, just in case the citizens didn't get the memo. Number 8. Speaking of catapults, they weren't just flinging rocks. The Mongols pioneered biological warfare by launching rotting carcasses over walls to spread disease. Yep, before it was cool, they were weaponizing plague in the most disgusting way possible. Number 9. Here's one for the ages. Genghis Khan's burial site is still a mystery. Why? Well, after his funeral, everyone who saw the burial site was killed to keep it secret, and 1,000 horses trampled the ground flat to hide any trace. Genghis Khan, hide-and-seek champion of all time. Number 10. Lastly, let's talk about promotions. While most medieval societies were obsessed with birthright, Genghis Khan didn't care who your daddy was. He promoted people based on skill. Revolutionary, right? But don't get too excited. If you were a noble and he didn't like you, he'd just throw you off a cliff. Problem solved. The Mongol horde, eco-friendly mass murderers, pants-wearing horsemen, and head-flinging, skull-drinking party animals.